Matt here from Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson, LA area's oldest, largest, and finest Harley-Davidson dealership. So I'm pretty excited about this bike today. We just rolled this out of our service department. This is our custom bagger. It's a Road Glide standard, and we built this whole thing with just performance in mind and just riding aggressively on a touring chassis bike. All right guys, so let me take you through a walk around on this bike and explain to you about the different parts that we used and go into like the cost of those parts and kind of why we chose them and our thought process and planning behind this performance bagger build. So first off, us here at Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson, we're huge fans of this performance bagger craze that's going on right now. We feel like the performance bagger world and market is about to explode. There's just a high demand for this type of stuff and people wanting the best of the best, especially with suspension, and people are just wanting to ride their baggers more and more aggressively. So we really feel like this is a big market right now, but we wanted to basically go all in on suspension and not cut any costs there. So we know we wanted to use something that utilized Ohlins parts. We feel like they're an industry leader. So this is a Big Bear Performance front end, and they did the triple trees and everything, and they basically built this front end to be utilized on a bagger here. And you can also use the stock calipers and rotors on here as well, which was kind of a plus as well. We don't want to incur the expense of doing like the radial mount rotors, which is, if you want to go even further and kind of go all in on brakes, that would be the way to go, and Big Bear Performance also offers that. So yeah, Ohlins front and rear, and I'll show you a shot of the rear real quick in a little bit. But as far as the engine goes, we wanted to do something Screamin Eagle that was all warrantyable. So we did the Screamin Eagle Stage 3 kit on this bike. And after installing a lot of these kits, we decided that more people like the power delivery of a Stage 3 as opposed to a Stage 4. You really got to know what you're getting into with a Stage 4 and be willing to downshift and kind of put forth a little bit more effort to access the power on a Stage 4. So this is more of a readily available power delivery in the Stage 3, which is why we went with it. This is a S&S 2-in-1 pipe. This is the Sidewinder pipe, and it's the black on black with the detail in the end cap there. So as part of the Kraus setup, there's no ignition on here, so this is all just kind of an ignitionless. You can't lock the forks either on this bike because you take out the whole fork lock ignition assembly there. So it's just based on the run switch. When you have the key fob within range, hit the run switch and the ignition fires up. So here's a shot of the remote reservoir Ohlins suspension. Again, this is also sold and designed through Big Bear Performance as well. They have their remote reservoir mounting brackets back there, which I think is really cool. I just like the fact that it really adds like that element of high performance back there when you've got the remote reservoirs that are visible back there instead of hidden behind the bag. Some people probably don't care to see it though. I feel like the trade-off here though is you can't do any mounting docking hardware, so no passenger backrest or tour packs in the back of this. But yeah, extremely nice suspension. After riding this, I mean, I fell in love. I want to get one of these bikes and do it up like this. So we did the Kraus bars. This is the 12-inch isolated riser on here. I get asked a lot of questions about measurements on the risers. This is the highest. This is the 12-inch. You've also got the gauge relocation kit as well, and it does block a little bit of the screen, but I was still able to see most of the screen, so it wasn't that distracting for me. But yeah, we're a big fans of the Kraus. We do a lot of these bar jobs. You can see like it's got that relocation bracket there that attaches to the top of the triple tree and everything. Yeah, big fans of the Kraus. We've installed a lot of them. The wiring and everything, we try to make it as clean as possible, and we feel like we do a good job at routing all the wires and the cables and stuff on here as well. But yeah, big fans of just the leverage and everything, and just the feel gives you more of that performance bagger vibe as well. We got some speed screens there in the vents in the front fairing to the right and left of the lights as well. Just kind of one more element to kind of give it that performance look as well. But the Ohlins suspension, this is an inverted front end. and it does add quite a bit to the seat height of the bike as well. And we also have the 3-inch extender for the front and rear as well. So if you want that additional lean angle, if you're really gonna dip it into the turns, you can get an extra 3 inches. We didn't put those on immediately. We want to find out who buys the bike first, because it really does raise the seat height up quite a bit. Even without the 3-inch extenders, the seat height is pretty high. For myself personally, at 6 foot 6 inches, I would put those extenders on here. My next bike, by the way, guys, I'm definitely gonna do something along the lines of this type of a performance bagger build. I'm just a huge fan. I ride pretty aggressively, and I'm kind of a suspension snob as well. Just the suspension on this bike after riding it was amazing. We've got a Saddlemen seat on here as well. This is a few $100. The suspension in the rear, by the way, is about $1,500, and the front forks, the whole front end kit, is about $5,500. So yeah, this is really high end stuff. It's not for everybody. It's expensive stuff, and it's really for the guy that just wants the best of the best in the world, that wants to really ride their bagger really hard. We've also got the Harley-Davidson Fang spoilers on the front there as well. Can't really remember exactly how much those are. There's probably a few $100 or something like that for those. So that's about it. We started with a Road Glide standard, by the way, guys, not a special, because, for cost reasons. Here's a closer shot of the Fang spoilers. By the way, the Screamin Eagle intake on there, that's the Ventilator Extreme intake, kind of a newer style that Harley just came out with that we really like. But we started with the Road Glide standard on this build, guys, because the specials are about $4,000 more, and we wanted to try to keep that cost down and kind of keep it more performance oriented and not spend money so much on cosmetics on this bike. By the way, we are selling this bike right now. It's available on our floor. It's a little over $41,000 is what we have this bike on sale for right now. Yeah, it's an expensive motorcycle. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, wow, that's CVO money. This bike is gonna outperform from a power standpoint and a handling standpoint, night and day better than a CVO. I've ridden the CVO Road Glide. They're awesome bikes, and the performance is nice in a straight line, and for what it is, it does okay through the turns, but this is like next level through the turns. And the stage 3, although it's only a 114 on this bike, because this bike started off as a 107, this bike with all the Screamin Eagle internals and everything will outperform the stock 117 in the Screamin Eagle. And I say that because I get a lot of questions about that. Yeah, this thing will outperform it by actually a significant margin, even with those 3 less cubic inches of displacement. The other thing with the performance baggers, we really wanted to do something with the short bags as opposed to the extended bags on the Road Glide Special. It just doesn't look right when you have like a gaping hole with those extended bags, kind of with the curvature. It kind of leaves like a gap there. So we wanted to do something with a 2-into-1 pipe, again, performance in mind, and so we wanted to use something with the shorter bags, and we wanted to keep the price point down a little bit more, because if we would have gone with the Road Glide Special, now you're looking at $45,000 or so on this bike. So yeah, we feel like it would have been nicer if we could have used the 114 from the factory and bumped it up to a 117, but again, it's not really that big of a compromise on the performance. So anyways, yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit on our understanding of kind of where we were going with this performance bagger. So let's get on this thing and take it out. Andrew and I took the bike out and ripped it around a little bit, and we were super impressed with it. One of Andrew's conditions of going out and filming with me is he said he wanted to get the chance to get on the performance bagger and take it out for a spin himself. So we did a bike swap over here at Taco Bell. So Andrew and I absolutely loved this bike. It was just a ton of fun to ride. I would love to ride it in the canyons, like go up Azusa Canyon or something like that. I mean, I really didn't get to put it through the turns like that much, except for going on and off the freeway. But yeah, my next bike, I'm definitely gonna build something like this. You know, T-bars, full Ohlins suspension. I'm in love with the way that you can ride this thing and just everything that it can do and the capabilities it has. So yeah, I didn't want to put too many miles on it. Andrew and I would have loved to spend the entire day going up the canyons on it and stuff like that. But you know, it's pretty cool. Like I've seen these bikes for a while now. You know, a lot of custom builders have built bikes with, you know, this really tall, nice high-end suspension on it. And I've always kind of thought, wow, is that really worth the money? And you know, I would say that it's definitely not for everybody. You are definitely paying a huge premium on a suspension like this, but it really is, you know, best in the world. I mean, you can't get a better, you know, and even going in a straight line, just to smooth this out on the highway was completely different than, you know, anything I've ever experienced on a bagger before. But you know, just having that extra lean angle and just the way that it held the line in a really tight turn at an aggressive lean angle was just, you know, unlike anything I've felt before. And not always feeling worried about, you know, getting to the max and scraping your floorboard or whatever. It was just really cool just having that much additional lean angle as well. And you know, combine that with the Stage 3, I mean, this thing was just super fun just to rip around. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'd like to get one personally, and I don't say that often. I don't say that lightly either. A really great bike. Obviously the price point is way up there, like I've mentioned already, but yeah, I mean, you're getting good bang for your buck. I mean, this thing is amazing. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching my video here. Give me your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Have you ridden bikes like this? Do you feel like this is just a flash in the pan, quick in and out trend? Or do you think that the bagger world is kind of going this way and that we're going to be seeing more and more people do this style of performance bagger? Me personally, I think this is here to stay. A lot of guys buy these baggers, especially Road Glides this year. Road Glides in the 2019 year surpassed our sales at our dealership on the Street Glide for the first time. So a lot of guys are getting these, even the younger generation. I feel like this fairing really appeals to them in a big way. So I see that a lot of guys souping up their baggers and, you know, making them more performance oriented and riding them hard, especially through the canyons and stuff. And you know, I'd love to see Harley-Davidson Motor Company jump on this as well. You know, I'd love to see them come out with some really high-end suspension, you know, even if it costs, you know, way up there. I'd really like to see them do some nice fitments with, you know, real high-end stuff like Ohlins that you could buy right out of the parts and accessory catalog. I think that would be a huge opportunity for them right now. But anyways, yeah, let me know, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.